size though, because this would definitely give me a yeast infection.
I hate going to the gym and I can't stand being set up.
It feels like I just had a one-night stand and I'm like, where's his bed sheet? Okay.
Amazing, because I have a question for you.
Yeah.
And this is graphic, but listen.
Yeah.
We're drinking seltzers on an inflatable couch.
Yes, we are.
When guys say, I just want you to be honest with me. Is all pussy incredible? Or when they say, like, if you have good pussy, you have good pussy? This is a hell of a way to start an episode. We're blue chewing this episode.
We're blue chewing the shit out of this episode. I think all pussy is good pussy. Like, I think it's great. I think it just
This sounds like you're running for president and you're like, my platform is
Listen, I don't want to put
pussy.
I don't want to put down any sort of pussy.
Sure.
Yeah, but white
Danny's a
pussy is
feminist.
terrible. No, I'm kidding.
But white?
Yeah, no, I'm
White
kidding.
pussy is terrible.
No, I'm kidding. There's some girls that do some different stuff, man. Like in the bedroom, and like, you never know. You never know until that like thing is unlocked.
Yeah.
You know, like you're like, oh, I didn't know I liked that. I didn't
Right.
know that like, here I am.
That they do things with their mouth or their puss or both of their lips or
everything.
or
like
everything.
all of a sudden, like when you like, I mean, you don't know, but like when you bust really fast,
Yeah.
it's just like you're like, oh shit, I gotta pace myself next time.
Okay, because
Yeah.
now you know what you're working with.
Yeah.
You're working with the Cat 4 Hurricane in the pussy.
Yeah, and it's you never know what's gonna unlock when I mean, being in the industry that I am, there's like, especially in Miami, it's like that hookup culture. It's like everyone's like nowadays you have like an ick, you have a red flag, so everyone's like quote unquote disposable. Which
Red
is
flag,
crazy.
blue chew.
Yeah, red flag, blue chew, anything.
Yeah.
So as soon as you don't like a certain thing in someone, you can like, all right, I'm just gonna go to the next, which is crazy, but like it's also that's how it is now.
Yeah. I got the ick. I was interested in somebody that I met at the top of this year. I'm not going to name names, but I think you met him. He doesn't live in Miami. We have mutual friends with him.
What was it?
What was the ick?
Yeah.
I met him at a show that he was running, and
He was a comic?
no, but he runs shows.
Okay,
You're gonna
okay.
figure out who it is.
Okay.
You're not, but maybe you will. It's okay. I'll tell you afterwards. I just don't want to name names.
Of course.
Where my Cubans at? No, I'm kidding.
Here we are.
And this is when I realized I'm not all that like fully available, or maybe my preferences have changed or whatever, because we meet and it's like immediate flirting.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, he's hot. And I'm
Yeah.
with a friend. She's like, and he's into you. And I was like, yeah. And like, it's boom, 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 boom. And then like, the flirting got touchy in a like sad way. Like I got this energy that he like needed affection. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Like it was almost like too much too fast. Again, not in a creepy way.
Yeah.
Not in a touchy creepy way or in a sexually creepy way. In a like clingy, sticky, needy way.
Okay.
And then there was food at the party we were at, and I watched how he
Dude.
he ate meatballs.
Yeah.
And it was like his last meal on earth, and I was like, "Oh my god, I get this man away from me."
Yeah,
it was immediate.
I have I don't know what it is, but I 100% agree with that. I agree with that 100%. I remember we like just doing a show that was far away, just driving, a good few hours, and my buddy that was with, he's like, "Do you want to eat at the show?" I'm like, "Absolutely not. I don't want to be anywhere. I'm going to go to a separate restaurant and eat there where other people are eating, but I'm not going to go there, wait for my time, and then eat in front of people that are like going to go perform." I'm like, that's something I will never do.
I have a weird, like, I won't go on dinner dates for that reason.
Yeah.
Because I think I eat like, it's both. I eat like a woman who's going to perpetually be single for the rest of her life.
Right.
Or I eat like a woman who's like 7 years in a relationship and far too comfortable. Either way, it's bad.
But how often?
I get anxiety, but thanks for saying that, because I get anxiety eating in front of men.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I don't know. I'm just not that girl that like, I don't want to like get gross eating in front of men.
Eating's way more intimate than sex.
I would agree. I would agree.
I don't want to see you eat, but I will eat you out. So it's the
right.
But like,
like if I'm gobbling on a dick, no problem. I don't hold back and I make a huge mess. But like eating at a restaurant, sitting across from, I'm like, I don't want.
Should I get the salad?
Oh, I never get the fuck salad.
Yeah.
Fuck salad,
But
dude.
it's true. Like I don't want to. I don't. That's when I eat, I'm silent. I'm silent. And like
Yeah.
last night, I was I went to eat with my girl, and they're like,
I
"Do you
love
want
her, by the way. She's my favorite of all your girlfriends.
Thank you.
I
I've
hope you
heard a
don't
lot
break
about
up by
that.
the time
You know-
this comes out.
You know what? Paulie
I'm
said the
kidding.
same thing.
Yeah?
Paulie said the same thing. She's like, I like her. I didn't like the last one. But I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, why didn't you tell me? She goes, we don't know each other that well. I go,
But you're telling me now.
I'm like, well, thanks.
Yeah,
you know?
I guess so. Yeah.
I'm like, well, okay. I still respect your opinions.
I liked the last one. I did get. I think she's sweet. I just didn't think
She was.
for you.
100%.
And then
She's a sweetheart. Absolutely.
The one before her wanted to kill me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. She was kind of violent.
Yeah, because she thought you and I were banging.
Yeah.
And we were not.
No.
No, we had just met. We were just friends.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
we
remember
were a
that.
little flirty.
That was during the pandemic.
It was 2020. Everyone was flirting with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that we did like a virtual show, and I'm like, you can't sit next to me. There's too many people that I know here, and things gonna get weird. Do you remember that?
Right.
You remember that?
Yeah, that's right. And then we went to a bar after, and Danny was like, "You're not allowed to sit next to me at this bar."
such a
and
psycho.
I was like, "Sir, I don't fucking know you." I was
Such a psycho. I was so paranoid, man.
No, but it was a testament to like the relationship you were in.
Yeah,
To what you were in. But current girl, Licky, we love her.
Love her. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, 100%.
Is she the one?
Huh?
Is she the one?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 100%. Ugh.
Can I be the flower girl?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Because you're not ring bear material. That's the only
I wouldn't
reason.
trust me. I would not trust me with expensive things.
Yeah. It's damn it, what was I gonna say? I completely lost track. Oh, my little brother just got engaged.
Okay.
Yeah, and he didn't tell he calls me at 1:00 in the morning, which he never does. He goes to bed by like 10:30 at night. And I'm the last of the boys to be married. My brother's married. My younger brother's married. He's gonna be married. And I'm like, what is he calling me for? And then I have he's like, I'm like, what are you doing up? He goes, and then he slowly starts panning his phone over to her. I'm like, she better not be fucking pregnant. She better
not be pregnant. Yeah.
I mean, that is the Benavente way.
Yeah.
Is to get them pregnant first and then, then marry.
That's the everybody way, I think.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's
think
a Hispanic
nowadays.
way for sure.
It's an Italian way too.
It's an Italian way?
I'll never forget when my cousins announced that they were pregnant.
Yeah.
And then they had gotten a house. Then she announced she was pregnant. Then he proposed after. My aunt was hysterically crying, dramatic, and she goes, "Everything's getting done out of order." She said, like, as if there was one
But there
decided
is-
upon order.
Right.
Yeah, and we were like, yeah, right. Like, yeah.
But it's there's no such thing. I mean, I always like to say this joke is my family always averages 2 families. So every single one of my mom's brothers all have 2 different types of families, except for like one guy.
Okay.
And then my dad, again, divorced, cheating, have another wife. Like on my dad's side.
Yeah.
Every single one. Like all the men are dogs.
Okay.
In our family.
Okay.
Basically.
At least I don't think you're a dog, though.
I used to be.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I've never seen that side of you.
Yeah.
But maybe I just haven't known you through that era.
Well, I like to be in relationships. I like to have one girl. But like there was I had a hoe phase. I did some stuff.
Danny's the quiet killer. Danny pulls, man.
Well, again, I don't brag about it either. I don't go to my boys and say I did this, I did that.
That's true big dick energy.
That's my big dick energy?
Yeah, that is big dick energy.
Oh.
Because I think it's the same thing. Like an alpha doesn't say he's an alpha. He just eats you alive and runs the kingdom. Like you don't have to be. A lion doesn't walk in the room and go, just so you know,
right.
I'm top of the food chain.
I don't know if it was, this is going to sound racist. I don't know if it was Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan.
Don't get us canceled. Oh my God.
It's one of those 2 guys that, it's one of those.
Sure.
That he goes, basically what you said. A person doesn't go around saying that they're the shit. They let other people talk for them.
I agree.
And I'm like, that's very true, man. You never have to do that, and I don't feel like I have to tell people that I do this.
No, you just do it.
Yeah,
That's it.
right.
I always feel like anytime people proclaim something about themselves, I'm like, that's something you wish you had or did or are. Like girls that are always like, I've really never been jealous in my life. I'm like, you are brimming with envy and dissatisfaction for where you're at in your life.
1000%.
That's a lie.
My favorite lie is like, I'm not racist, but.
Like what you just said.
Yeah.
I'm not racist, but who is Bruce Lee and who is Michelle Kwan? I don't.
Just throw them all together.
Throw them all together.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I get the ick with that, or I also tend to feel like I do notice that with guys that are quieter about their sexual conquests do tend to be better in bed and also have more pull.
Yeah.
The guys that are showier, flashier, whatever.
Yeah.
From my personal experience.
Yeah.
Tend to be bad. I also feel that way about women too. Like I tend to think that like the more sexually promiscuous you're, not always, don't cancel me,
True.
but like, or the girls that brag more about sex or show off more or whatever tend to probably be like pillow princesses in bed.
Yeah. What's a pillow princess? Like they're
You
like
never
just-
heard that?
They're just like kind of dainty.
Pillow princess. You just lay on the pillow and let him do all the work.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a passenger princess. If you don't have a car.
There was a term called the starfish.
The starfish.
Starfish.
Yeah, you just lay and
Just
play
lay
dead.
there. I kind of like being a starfish sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'm like, do all the work. Yeah.
Listen, I'll put the work in. I'll
Yeah.
do the work, but then I'm like, I'm out of breath.
Especially once you're in your mid-30s, you're like, I really don't want to pull something.
Listen, I'm gonna give you the best fucking 2 minutes
Of your life.
fucking American Gladiator sort of stuff, and then I'm gonna take a quick 5. Can't tell, yeah. But then I'm like, all right, I'm good for.
I mean, I also think another hot take, and we're the two cynics in our friend group too.
Yeah.
Anytime
I
anything.
didn't realize that until you said that. She's like, she always calls us cynics, and then I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, definitely.
You know what? I thought we were cynical, and then I met Shaw Smith, and I was like, that motherfucker is dead inside.
Fucking Shaw, man, I love that kid so much.
I adore him, but you know it's bad when Danny and I have to tell Shaw, we're like, Shaw, comment with the negativity sometimes. And we're just like, that's our job.
Do you know Shaw is, I've noticed, one of the only comics that like, do you know how, how we are? We'll just go back and forth of each other, just make fun of each other.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Shaw will just be like, shut up. Just knock it off. You won't say anything back. He'll just be like, are you guys talking about me? Shut up. Stop.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. It's great. But
But we are cynical people.
we are cynical. So I think that's why we have a general distrust of things that are hyped up.
Yeah. But that's always led me in the right direction, I think,
Yeah, I'm like, prove it to me.
Right.
But that's what I would want people to say when they buy tickets to come see me live too.
Yeah.
Like whenever they're like, you better be funny. Oh, I know. The comic in me is like, I know. Yeah.
The comic in me wants to be like, I'm going to bomb out of spite.
Out of spite now.
Out of spite.
And I still get to
I'm gonna
keep your
make it
money.
so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Out of all my cynicism.
But going back to being cynical and being sexual beings, well,
Yeah.
you are. I'm not currently, but
Come on, you're gonna like. I love that. I'm happy that this is being recorded because as soon as this comes out, you're gonna be like, I found someone. Now I'm in.
I fucking hope so. I'm bored as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm so bored. Okay, this is called Big Yikes, and it's a podcast about vulnerability. Guess how long it's been since I had sex? I'll let you put 2 fingers in there. No, I'm kidding.
I'm gonna say 2 fingers, 2 months.
It's been going on
Carry the 7
5
if
months.
you take the 7 away.
It's going on 5 months.
5.
This may be
Longest drought.
it might be my longest drought.
How do you feel about that? I mean.
Fucking frustrated.
Yeah.
Let us shove this cannon.
Yeah.
No. Honestly, this is not the way for guys, I think. I think guys, you taper off with the random sex a little bit as you get older, right?
You taper off as in like we stop having random sex?
Yeah, or you're a little less interested in going out and fucking or judging your life.
No, I think the desire and the want is always gonna be there. I think it's always. I'll check a woman out. I'll check but like it just supersedes like how would that make my partner feel? I guess how
sure.
when I always like I compare it to like not to get like all deep and shit, but like it's if you die, like it doesn't affect you, but it's gonna affect everyone else. You know, it's gonna like your parents are gonna be sad.
And every time a man comes, it does sound like he's dying.
Yeah, it's really quiet too. It's like.
Are you quiet? Are you a quiet cook? Because I'm
the quietest comer you've ever fucking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a serial killer. So you're the one doing the dying.
100%.
You're the one doing the killing. Because all the men that when they come, it's like their whole family just got shot and murdered.
Oh yeah.
Oh! And I'm like, can you quiet down?
No way.
Yeah. I'm like, are you in pain?
No way. Watch, I'm gonna come right now. There it is.
You can't even tell. Well, I say that like the desire's always there.
Yeah, it's
It
never gonna.
is.
Yeah, we're human beings, man. You know.
I
it's
say the
silly.
desire to do the willy-nilly random hookup. Like you're able to like, even if you were single, let's say no partner.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say that gets old a little bit? Like you don't judge your night based off of catching puss. It's okay if it's not. This isn't a podcast. It's about honesty.
That's true, but like honestly, if I'm gonna go out, I'm probably looking
Gonna try
to get laid. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be 100% real.
That's
and
so
like,
funny. I'm a woman. When I go out and men are hitting on me trying to get laid, I'm like, leave me alone.
Really? Why do you go out just to like have fun and like talk to people?
I know. Isn't that crazy? Just to like enjoy and decompress and live my life. And should I meet somebody who I would like and feel okay with them penetrating me, then fine.
Right.
That's great. But that's not at all. I don't go out. In my 20s, I did. In my
Right.
20s, 1,000%. I was like, but I also wore short skirts and padded bras and actually cared about my appearance. And now
Yeah.
at 33, I'm like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know.
But that's the beauty of it. That's honestly the beauty of it because like look what we do. Like we like if I go out, I'm gonna do a show. If I like, and I'll occasionally go to the bar and get hammered. But like it'll just happen, you know?
Yeah, that is true. I also don't socialize like that as much anymore. Well, I will say it has been 5 months, but it's also like I say that because I don't like. I'm not currently seeing anybody, which is fine. I don't think I would want to be in a relationship right now. Right person, obviously, I'd make the exception.
Yeah.
But I just don't have a desire. I also, this is what I'm trying to say too. I'm not speaking on behalf of all women or people.
She is.
But, okay, but cancel me already. But I think it is harder generally for women to fully enjoy sex that is random, sans a stronger connection of some sort. That is not saying I haven't had one night stands and had a great time. And
Right.
that is not saying that I haven't had troubling sexual relationships with men that I've been comfortable with. But for me, right now, the juice isn't worth the squeeze.
Right.
Like I am a girl. I could spin around 3 times at any given bar and probably get somebody and go home. I just know I'm probably not going to enjoy it.
Okay, that's a great point because like again, that's absolutely amazing because that's the quote unquote hookup culture and all that shit.
Yeah.
There's no like again, everyone's disposable, and the reason I think it's been working out with me and the lady I'm with, Jesus Christ.
That's how you know Danny respects her. Danny says, Danny's like literally been like my maiden.
The reason I'm with my queen,
My queen.
is that we honestly, we started talking. I was going through a breakup, and I didn't even see her as and I've told her this, by the way. I didn't see her sexually at all. Like we were just talking. And
I love this. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it because like I was still getting over a breakup, and I didn't see it like at all. I didn't see her that way, and we just kept talking, and then I got drunk, and then we kept talking, and then like, that turned to flirting, and then flirting just kept to more talking, and then we like hooked up, and it was just like, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm like in it with this one now. Like I'm in it now because like we talked for so long, and it was just about. And again, being vulnerable with her, and she knows she's like in the industry, so she knows my shit. She knows
your lifestyle and whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And everyone's gonna disappoint you at some time. Everyone's gonna. I mean, we're fucking human beings, and she's done shitty things, and I've done shitty things. But like, it's like, is it worth it? 100%. And it's just like, and that just amplifies. I love having sex with her.
That's fucking awesome. That's great. I love that Danny just did a long-winded way of saying it's crazy when you actually get mentally connected to a girl. No, I'm kidding. I'm making fun of him, joshing. But it's like I know. No, put him on. Put him on. But that is what happened. I mean, you and sometimes I think it's easier to connect with people that way.
Yeah.
Because once you meet and connect and get each other's attention under the guise of I would like to fuck you. Like, you know those people that, like, and that's why dating apps, there's too much pressure on those connections or speed dating or being set up.
Because that's the end all be all.
It's the end all be all.
It's like you're working towards having sex, which I don't think should be. The end all be all is finding a partner, not just someone that you fuck.
Correct.
You know? The end all be all is finding the person that you can sit in silence while while eating, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's a huge thing for me. Like, we were going back before, like, we were talking and she's like, do you want to have your friend? I'm like, not really. I don't feel like talking. And she's like, you don't feel like talking to me? I'm like, no, we have an understanding. And she goes, yeah, I guess you're right.
Who, Nikki said that?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to eat.
Coexisting.
I'm just like enjoying my food. I'm tasting everything and we'll talk when we talk, you know? And it's fucking lovely.
That's great. Well, I mean, I think you're in a situation where somebody sees you for what you are and allows you to show up exactly as you are. I mean, I had that
crazy.
in a friendship. It's crazy. I had that in a friendship scenario one night where something was on my mind and I didn't feel like I wanted to go out to celebrate a friend's birthday, but I was like kind of checked out and I kept apologizing for not being more fun. And I kept saying
I think you've mentioned this before, yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm not fun or I'm not whatever. And I had a friend, it wasn't a romantic situation, it was a girlfriend, and she just said, she goes, you're fine to be here exactly as you are.
Fuck yeah.
Like, whatever you want to contribute or don't. Oh, you want to be quiet?
Yeah.
Fine, be quiet. Like, nobody is like, you're not defined by, your entire relationship doesn't hinge on every we're not talking when we have meals. Well, maybe because everyone's tired and just got out of work. And like, it doesn't
100%.
mean.
And I don't think, and it's fucking talking all the goddamn time. It's tiring as fuck. You know, I'm gonna take a nap after this.
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, I feel like my entire, well, you too, between bartending and everything too, and comedy.
Yeah.
And dating a straight woman, your whole life is talking all the time.
It's just so much talking.
So much talking.
So much talking.
Well, especially when you're in this industry too, and then it's like people, like I've had my family do it. Oh, you don't want to talk? I'm like, man, I talk for a living, always.
Yeah.
I actually think comedy has made me an introvert in my personal life. Like, I was extroverted prior to radio and comedy and everything. And now that I do that literally for a living.
Yeah.
I have become an introvert almost because that's the process of elimination.
It's like you almost feel like you're repeating yourself. Like,
Yeah.
Why would I like repeat what I've been saying all day long? You
I
know?
just talked to a bazillion people today and for hours on end and just like, but to your point about like, I think that's beautiful with you and Nikki. And I think the thing there is, you built a mental connection first prior to sex.
Yeah.
But I also think that there wasn't this pressure to see where it goes.
Yeah.
Then maybe that's why people say like you end up dating your best friend or someone you work with or that whole, I don't believe the whole when you least expect it. I think it's when the connection is natural and meant to be, it's going to feel like it's when you least expect it.
Right.
But it's like, I mean, I just think the second there's a pressure on it, and that's why dating is so, because you're like, do we like each other? Do we want to fuck? Will we fuck? Do I want to fuck? Do I not want to fuck?
I got dressed up for this.
I got dressed up for this.
Yeah, I'm spending X amount of money to hopefully get laid.
100%.
Yeah.
And the girls are like, and I'm here behaving a certain way and ordering a salad, even though I fucking hate it. And I shaved my legs and I'm acting a certain way to hopefully trick him into wanting to commit to me.
I'll admit that I never have taken I've never been on a date without like a girlfriend. I've never
I love that.
I've never gone on a date trying to like get laid, I guess. Not like get laid, but like to get to know someone.
I love that.
You know,
I do know what you're saying. 90% of my relationships have always been like a friend that turned into more, someone that I didn't think, or I worked with them, and through that we got to know each other. And yes.
When's the last time you went to go eat with someone you didn't know? You know,
It's crazy.
right?
It's an insane amount of pressure. You're like, I don't know you. Why am I here right now?
And this is eating to me is so intimate. So I'm like, this is crazy that like we're gonna have to talk about like shit we've never talked about.
Yes.
Shit we've never even discussed prior.
Yeah.
But now we're gonna, share this gnocchi.
I don't fucking like sharing my gnocchi. Let me be honest. Okay. No, it is so true. Cause it's like dating, essentially, I think that's why it's so stupid. Cause it's like, there's no other way you would ever be in my life unless I swiped on you on my phone, which to me, that's what irks me about dating apps to an extent. And I know people have like met their person through the app and it's an algorithm and distance, but that whatever. Yeah. But it's almost like you're fucking with fate. Like it's like it was meant to be. Yeah. No, bitch, you were on your phone looking for dick.
Yeah. It was meant to be, but like if you look up the creator of Tinder, he's like, thank God for
horny, lonely people.
Yeah. Yes. Thank God for Chadwick Brun something, for making this app and making my dreams come true.
Yes.
For,
Yeah.
I always
just don't act like it's serendipitous. Like I feel like the way you and Nikki connected is serendipitous. You have a similar lifestyle and friends, and that's how it all kind of came together. Yeah. Or somebody you were meant to meet in person. That's a different level. Just don't act like an algorithm on an app is like, oh, thank you God for sending me him through air, like God airdropped him into your life.
And don't get me don't get it twisted either. Like we talked for a long time, and then like we stopped talking for like a month. Yeah, like it wasn't fairy tale at all. It wasn't.
And that's okay.
Yeah, it's like nothing is fairy tale. So it was completely natural. It was completely like, again, out of the blue, because like, again, she didn't see me that way, I didn't see her that way, and it just fucking happened. And then once it did happen, we're like, this is awesome. This is so cool.
This should have happened the entire time.
Yeah.
But I think the connection allowed you to like prioritize the right things.
Right.
Don't get me wrong too. Like, I mean, listen, like dating app, do whatever works for you. There's no
100%.
one solution to anybody.
If you want to go fuck, But if it's that, I don't think that's the way to, like, if you want to find a partner, I guess.
Yeah, some of them I think are good for that, but some of the other ones.
My biggest question is like, when do you delete the app after you start talking?
I don't know, because I know couples like,
When does that happen? When does it like, okay, it's been a month. Do you still have it? Are you still talking to someone? Because like, if you're a good looking girl, you got 10 dudes in your DMs. At least 10.
And you want none of them.
Yeah.
None of them.
Oh, I just saw myself. Look at that. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Looking good. But I mean, that's another thing too. Like, it's like in my 5-month dry spell, people are like, you haven't had. I'm like, of course I've had opportunities too, or I've had dudes, or I've met attractive people. But then I see how they eat meatballs, I don't want.
Have you ever hooked up with a guy strictly on him being like almost like a fan, like just like, oh, I thought you were really funny, I think you're great, what are you doing, you want to go grab a beer? Yeah, sure, let's go grab a beer. And then it like all of a sudden turns into something else, and you guys end up hooking
like
up.
that night, like a one night thing.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
One time. I guess it was technically a 2-night thing, but it only, so I met him. It's when I ran Laughs on Lincoln at Lincoln Eatery, and I was going in to set up or pick something up, and he was sitting at the bar, and I was like, he's hot. No, it was the same night. It was the same night. And I was setting the room up, and I was like, he's really hot. And then we were talking, and then he was like, I'm splitting my time between New York and Miami. And I was like, so am I. He's like, I'm from New Jersey. And I was like, so am I.
He's from Jersey?
Jersey.
Cool.
And I think it was Italian as well, too. And then he was like, I don't have plans. It was right before Thanksgiving weekend. And he was like, I don't have plans tonight. Like, maybe I'll stay for the show. And he did. And we had a great night drinking. And I forget why I didn't go home with him that night. But we met up one more time, got hammered, fucked the whole night, had great sex.
The best.
Great sex. He came too quick, but great sex. It was still good.
We can't all right.
It's okay.
Right.
Yeah,
it's
maybe
like,
he was excited. It was flattering. And then that was it. And then that was literally it. We just didn't talk to each other. I guess that's not a one-night stand, but that was a 1.5.
Don't girls like it when a guy comes fast, or is it like they're kind of proud of it? They're like, oh yeah, I did that. I mean, I'm coming real fast. Or is it like, I want you to wait? Like, there's a sweet little time period between like 20 minutes, and they're like, all right, when is this guy gonna come?
I think it's the same thing like dick size. Like, I think too short or too long is gonna. It's just gotta be. It's gotta be right. In the middle. I'm very
You just kind
moderate.
of feel it, I guess.
You gotta feel it. You got yeah. But because it's also beautiful when you sync up at the same time and you're both kind of on the same. That's great.
I've never had that happen. Okay.
You're like, I'm usually done about 2 minutes in, and
then that's their problem.
It can be flattering. It can be flattering, or it can be frustrating.
Yeah, that's the flattering is the word I was looking for. Is that flattering coming too fast?
I guess.
And I'm just trying to give guys an out right now. I'm just trying to give you an out, guys.
I said
Tell
this,
them it's flattering.
I said this on the previous episode with Sean Oriel. I said I want women to be nicer to men sexually because we do put a lot of pressure on your size and your girth and how long you last and if you're hard, and it really is.
Oh yeah.
It's unfair, and if we're going to preach body positivity and equality, okay.
Yeah.
And men also can be known to rip apart women's bodies
We're the
and
best at it.
objectify.
We're the best at
so I
it.
think everyone's got to go a little easier on each other when it comes to sex.
Yeah. And it's such a personal thing, you know. It's just like, you know, if some girl like out of the blue just like, you have a small dick, and everyone you're like, you're like, oh. You have no comeback from that.
It's mean. It's mean, and that's why we do it because it's so.
Because it's the ultimate. You're
mean.
like, no, I don't. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, and then if you make fun of the size of a girl's
told a guy that
boobs,
he's had a small dick before?
No, he told me we were having sex, and he was like, "Yeah, you like this tiny dick," and it's a true story. It's unfortunately true. I'm gonna black out from trauma.
He Eminem'd you.
What is that?
It's like when Eminem's like, yeah, I'm from the trailer park. I'm a piece of shit. I live with my mom. It's like you can't say it back to him. You know, so he's like, I have a small dick. And you're like, oh, you took all the power away. You can't. Yeah, it's like when you say all the things, like Eminem did in 8 Mile, and then you're like, oh, damn it, he took all the power.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Well, it's kind of like what we do as comedians when we get on stage and we're like, I know what I look like, and let's get past it. Yeah, and then you're.
I like when shit. I've bombed 1,000 times. Well, when someone's like, "You're not funny," I'm like, "Oh no, I'm not funny." I haven't heard that one before. Yeah. Like, don't say that to me. You know, I've heard that from my dad 1,000 times. Okay, so relax.
But you don't need to say it. It's on a marquee in my fucking head all day. By the way,
my dad has never said he's been proud of me. So I've had worse, bud.
Jokes on you. I've done that before during sets where I'm like, "You guys don't like me," and guess what? I don't like me either. And they're like, "Okay."
Makes all of us in the room.
It was crazy because he did. He said, yeah, you like, I didn't comment on, I was very attracted to him.
Yeah.
He had everything else going for him. We actually was the only guy I ever dated off of a dating app, pre-Pandy in New York. Yeah. Only date I went on from an app, and it actually turned into something. And I texted him on the first night because we had such a great time and great date and everything. And he was very tall, very good looking. It was... That's what I'm saying.
It didn't matter that he had a
shockingly big or shockingly,
dick.
It was very small. But I wasn't going to say anything because I was just so excited to have sex with him. And then he said, yeah, you like this tiny dick. And in my head, I thought, oh, he knows. Like, I just was like, oh. But I didn't know how to respond because you can't agree. You can't be like, yeah, because then he's like.
Well, maybe that's what he wants to hear, you know, because he brought it up first.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And you should have been like, good, because I'm tiny too.
You know what's funny, though? I want to be broken by a cock.
You want? I mean, that's what apps are for. Why? How come there's not a? I mean, every single guy would join it, but like, there's like an app just for huge dicks. Yeah, the guy's like, yeah, I'm on here. Yeah.
LinkedIn.
They're like, you have to submit a picture. You're like, all right, this is gonna go through our servers, and we're gonna authenticate this. And you're
that
like, did you get in the app? Like, no, I didn't get in.
You know what? I wish there was an app. AI, if you can get on this, that would be great. They're listening now, obviously, because it's AI.
100%.
If there was an app where you could figure out how someone's going to be in bed before, so you know whether or not to waste your time.
There are tells.
There's tells. What are your tells if a girl's going to be good? For me, it's if he's a good kisser.
How much she drinks.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, if she's ripping.
Yeah, if she's 10 tequila shots in, she's going to be, I'm like, a fucking porn star 10 tequila shots in.
Yeah,
I'm like, put it anywhere.
Yeah. It's and like also how they speak is a giant tell.
Yeah, how they carry themselves.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Men are like that too.
100%. I remember in Chicago there was my bartender friend, she goes, you can tell if a bartender's good in bed if he's a good bartender. If he like cleans up after himself, if he resets everything, if he uses a jigger, if he serves a napkin with a drink every single time, if he's very methodical.
Attention to detail.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right. They're like a sloppy bartender.
That or he's gonna kill you. One or the other.
Yeah.
Is the vibe I get.
If they're sloppy?
No, if they're neat.
Oh, if they're neat.
He's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
He's like, here's the chloroform. Here's the
Like, listen, it's gonna be nothing but missionary.
Right.
And that's it.
Hey now. I meant to say this a couple minutes ago, so thank you for bringing that up.
Yes,
Hey now. I am also not like trying new positions. Fun, for sure.
What, you're not?
No, wait a minute.
Okay.
I fucked that up. I'm illiterate. I'm sorry. Trying new positions. Fun. Yes. Great. And variations on old classics. Love to see it.
Yep.
But also, I don't think you need, for me, like shower sex. Overrated.
Yeah.
On top of the dryer or whatever.
Yeah, man. It gets cold.
Overrated. Don't break the dryer. Those are expensive.
It gets cold.
You know, like it gets cold. What gets cold?
The situation, like if you have the shower head, someone has to be in the shower, and then the other person's not, and then they're like, it's always me because I'm shivering.
Yeah, your ass is hanging
And then
out.
if I'm cold, and then it's not going to work.
And he's always like, I got you. I can pick you up. And then I can usually tell in 2 seconds. I'm like, he doesn't have me. He's not. And I don't have health insurance, so this is not.
There's just a lot more. What is it? It's way more dangerous.
It's dangerous.
Way more dangerous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love that we're worried about danger when I've like not used condoms before, and I'm like, let's not do shower sex because
I
that's
don't like
dangerous.
shower sex.
But I just met you. Put it anywhere.
I don't like shower sex because you can't use condoms. That's the one reason.
Right.
Yeah.
I just think some of these things are overrated, and I think I'm like, I think a good old missionary is always good.
Listen, I have like four.
I have four too.
Yeah, 4.
What are your? I like missionary.
Classic. The one where she's like away from you and then like
restraining
on top.
order.
Yeah. Reverse doggy so we can both watch Sopranos.
Oh hell yeah. Also reverse doggy if you like don't really like him, you don't really want to stare at him while you're getting it done.
Brittany.
Sorry. Sorry.
Reverse missionary, so I don't have to look at them and I can just concentrate on other things.
Right. I'm making a grocery list. I'm like going like this. I'm like, the Uber Eats is going to be here in a couple minutes. Like,
dude, again, side by side, super lazy.
Fucking yeah.
That's the best.
Spoon sex
like
that.
I don't even have to like lift anything. I'm just like this. It's like,
you know what I think is overrated, and it's just got to be done correctly? Doggy.
Ooh. Yeah.
It's a good view for you, but it's not always doing it for girls. This is a very sexual episode.
No kidding. We've not stopped, but like.
We're like two kids in our parents' 90s basement. We're like, have you done this yet? Like, we're like.
You know, like just. But yeah, I always feel bad. Not bad, but like. Yeah, like if it's nothing for the girl, you know. It's just,
what, doggy?
Yeah,
not
right?
really.
Right? They just have to stare at a wall. And if you're not,
you do feel like an animal,
right?
Yeah, which isn't always the worst, but
yeah.
I think. What about doggy? What do they call doggy? But you just lay down.
Ooh, yeah.
Like it's hitting from the back, but you're not. You don't need to worry about the arch and being on your knees.
Yeah, they're just kind of laying there.
Yeah. You know what's really upsetting is that Danny has someone to go home to try all these things and do all these things with, and I just have broken vibrators at my house.
I can't wait to do the dead dog, as I heard in the back.
Your girl's gonna be like, you want me to do the what now? I'm sorry.
Let's do the dead dog, the double D.
Let's do the double D.
Just lay there, it's fine.
We had Shaw and Oriel on the day that you weren't here.
I know, I'm so upset.
Can you be honest with me? Were you hungover? It's okay.
I want to say yeah, because I remember I was hanging out with Shaw the night before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was slightly hungover.
And then you didn't tell me.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I feel like I was telling the boys, I was telling Sean and Blondel that I'm like the mom, I guess, of the friend group, where it's like one of the brothers is like, you tell mom that I broke the lamp, and Sean was like, Daddy can't make it, and I was like, okay.
I told L'Oreal, and I'm like, no, because
L'Oreal, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, tell Brittany I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I was like, he's hungover. I know this. It's fine.
No, but I was really honestly planning on coming.
It's okay, because now we get a one-on-one, and you're my favorite.
Yeah, that's right. I'm glad those two jerks aren't here.
We told the "Where My Cubans At" story, which is hilarious.
That's my favorite story.
It's the best story ever. Go back and listen if you're listening now and you haven't seen it. Danny broke comic code. We didn't say the name of whose notebook it was.
I really did. It's like,
but we hate her.
it's just. It was just there, and I'm like, this is the most wrongest thing I could ever do, but I'm
Good
okay, and there it is. Okay,
where my Cubans at?
Yeah. Oh God. But it was so funny.
It is funny.
Shit. But man, being in St. Pete, what was it? 3 weeks ago?
Yeah. Now for the second time.
Just a good fucking time. Man.
It was good. I wish you would have done "Where My Cubans At."
Yeah.
That night, that would have been great. Again, and
I got another 10, 15 minutes on that.
That's great. Danny and I hate all the same people. And it's great. It's good. But what I like about Danny is you see through the bullshit. Like, I feel like I'm the same way. Like, sometimes I feel like the world is gaslighting me, which is the most millennial white woman thing to say.
Right.
But sometimes, like, I feel like I can see from a mile away that someone is a colossal piece of shit.
Yes.
And when nobody else sees it,
it upsets you.
It upsets me. Like, injustice upsets me a
just,
lot.
Can you just hate this person with me?
Just trust me on this.
Trust me on this.
I don't blindly hate.
Right, same.
I have reasons. I have receipts.
It takes. I heard my buddy told me this. He goes, once you don't like someone, Danny, there's no going back. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I like it's done. And like it'll. I mean, there's probably a handful of people where I'm like, all right, you know, you've done okay, you know. But like if it's. I know I'm not a malicious person. I know like I have problems, and I know like I drink way too much, and like I'll say some stupid shit, and I have to apologize it for later. But in the like, I would never, you know, purposely try to be an asshole or like knowingly do something shitty.
Yeah. Like, no, I would say the same thing. Well, I think that we can come across as coarse, but I think we need to like normalize just like not liking ever. It's okay.
I've said, listen.
It's okay.
God, I'm glad you brought that.
If you're like, I love everybody, I'm like, shut up.
I'm glad you brought that up because it's like, shit, it's okay. If like, I always say this, I'm like, you're trying to have everyone like you, and that's impossible. Like,
I agree.
And say no to things. Don't ever say yes. You know, just say fucking no.
I completely agree, and I think it's a much more cohesive way to live if you're not afraid of people like not liking you or being pissed off at you.
Yeah.
Because there's only so long you can live being like, yeah, but I don't want drama. Yeah, but I don't want that person to be pissed. But I'm like, I got news for you, buddy. You could do everything you think correctly, and they could still stab you in the fucking back.
100%.
So you might as well just like live authentically. Like,
do you want to pick me up from the airport? Yeah, sure. I'll pick you up at the fucking airport. Now I gotta know when they're gonna land.
Mm-hmm.
Ask them if they're landed yet. Now I gotta leave at this time to go fucking pick them up. How's traffic? I gotta leave at this time, and it's just too much. It'd be like easy. Just I'm all right. I don't want to pick you up.
Yeah, and I love the honesty. Instead of being like I can't or something, just being like, hey man, nah, I'm not gonna do that. That's it. I was realizing that. I've realized that over the last couple of months. I specifically realized it last night. We're like, do you ever get like people in your life that they're nice people and your friends, acquaintances maybe?
One just came to mind. Go on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go on.
And you're just like, I just don't like desire hanging out with this person. Mm-hmm. And then you feel guilty because they really, really want to hang out with you. And I swear to God, I'm not bragging or posturing when I say this, but you realize you're like, I think there's a reason I haven't reached out.
Yeah. And they're not a bad person either.
At all.
They're really nice, but you just don't want to,
You don't want to pursue a friendship with them.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I just had that. I've had that happen a couple times, and people are like trying to make the plan more, and then like showing up and like cornering me at shows or certain things. And I'm like, you're not a bad person. I've had good moments with you, but I have such little time, and I just don't think I'm interested in this. And then I feel guilty. But the reason for hanging out with that person shouldn't be, God, they're such a good person.
Or being like, I have to.
I feel bad if I don't.
Yeah.
You're doing that person a bigger disservice. It's like being like, I'm not going to break up with her. Why? Oh, she'll kill herself if I break up with her. She doesn't have anybody else. Like, you do her. The respectful thing to do is be honest with that person.
Yeah. And it's hard to, because it's like, I always like these reality TV shows. I think that's the whole thing in reality TV shows. Like, I would rather not be that person, so they like drag shit on, and like I'd rather just not, instead of being honest and saying like, hey, I don't like. Well, this is where it ends, and it's good. Nobody wants to look like an asshole on TV. Nobody wants to be a mean person on TV. Nobody wants to be the villain, but everyone's a villain at some point.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be an asshole. You're going to say something to the wrong person, even if you're the nicest person in the world. You know, there's people that say fuck Mother Teresa. So
yeah. Well, imagine, I think about that mentality of we have to like everybody and I love everyone and everything's so full of joy and don't be mean and I don't want beef with anybody. Yes. I'm like, could you imagine having that mentality when Hitler was alive and you're like, I love everybody. And somebody's like, everybody?
Everyone.
Everybody? Yeah, everyone. Exactly. What were you going to say? Because you got very upset.
Yeah. It's like when, you know, you see those people dancing on TikTok and like doing the NPC shit. And I want to hate on it. I just want to bully them. And they're like, they're not doing anything. I guess they are. They're making me mad. You know? They're like, but they're just making content. They're bringing, you know, they're making people, you know, they're dancing. I'm like, no.
I don't need to like it.
Yes. And also,
it.
I can hate it too. I have a right to hate that shit.
Oh my God, you know what this is making me think of? When we were at the resort in St. Pete 3 weeks ago and I said, fuck out loud. And a woman turned around and she was like, there's children here. And I was like, they're not mine.
Oh, it was so fast.
It was I immediately turned around and she was like, there's kids here. And I was like, they're not my kids. And you're at an adult resort.
She said it louder and meaner, by the way. She's like, they're not my fucking kids.
I did say it like that.
I'm like, Brittany, just say sorry and let's carry on this conversation.
She's like, nope.
Actually, do you work here? And she's like, I'm just doing henna tattoos on like little children.
Also, then some weird random man who should not be around kids, period. If you saw what he looked like, let me put it this way. Imagine someone who shouldn't be around kids.
And there were his kids too.
He's like, they're my kids. And I was like, that's crazy that the government allowed you to have kids. But she kept going. She goes, I work here. And I was like, you and your henna tattoos with your kids, I still firmly believe this. If you bring your children out into public, here's the principle, and this is why I fought it.
There's going to be a crazy woman somewhere.
Well, yes, and that woman is me. Exactly. But here's the principle. It's the same reason that these fucking Gen Zers and everybody expects everybody else to tiptoe around their feelings in their, I don't want to say it, whatever. I'm going to keep this PC, but like their feelings. And it's like, the world does not revolve around you. Yeah. And the fact that you're triggered by something or something makes you uncomfortable or you have to be around. I mean, we deal with this as comedians all the time. So the principle that I was trying to fall on was like, hey, sorry, I shouldn't have been as loud while saying the F word. Okay, whatever. But I was also like, you are at an all adults resort. Yeah. You're the only person here with kids. Yeah.
And your feelings aren't facts.
And your feelings aren't facts. Oh, well, the kids should. First off, if you think the kids don't know what the word fuck means, you should check their search history. Okay. Yeah. Number two, I was just like, hey, man,
if these kids are getting henna tattoos, they definitely know what fuck means.
I got in trouble on the radio because I said porn stash. And as I was saying it, I said adult film stash.
You corrected yourself immediately?
I corrected in the moment because I didn't really know what the FCC and my co-hosts were cracking up over something. Yeah. And a mom immediately was like, inappropriate for her to say the word porn.
Did she call in or something?
She called in during the 7 o'clock hour. My kids are in the back seat. I was like, if your kid, who is apparently not even in middle school yet, knows what the word porn means.
Yeah.
There's a bigger conversation.
She's
you see
worse.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's making it worse.
Could you imagine the kid hears me say porn stash and then the 7-year-old goes, I love a good bukkake, in the back? Yeah. That's the problem. Go on. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm saying I understand on principle I shouldn't have said fuck loudly. But
it happens.
And you could bring your kids out into a public park made for kids, and a homeless man can be there yelling fuck as he jerks off into bushes, and it sucks, and you don't want your kids to see that. Yep. But welcome to the world.
Yep. where there's men with porn stashes jerking off
Into
in public.
bushes.
Yeah, into bushes.
And are those men single? Because I haven't had sex in 5 months.
5 months, guys.
Yeah.
Please. There's a link in the description below. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, and no blue chew needed. Sorry. Okay, we have about 10 minutes left.
Okay.
Did you want to share anything else? Is anything on your mind?
Oh, I'm disappointed in you.
Why?
We normally do the 420 show at Munchies, and I just passed it. Remember,
You didn't reach out.
They didn't reach out?
No.
Oh, those motherfuckers.
I know. I don't know. I don't know.
It was always a fun show. We
was
did
always a
we
good
did it for
time.
like 3 years in a row.
I know. I still have Cottonmouth from the last one that we did.
That was so fun.
That was fun, though. It was good. That was also the night that I had to yell at a woman for recording the entirety of the show.
Oh, really?
On her phone. And she
Shit.
said, okay. I
Kept
said
recording?
nicely, I said, put your phone down, please. Just don't record the comics. And then I came back and she was still doing it. And then she goes, it's exposure for them. And I was like, I would bet you barely have 1,000 followers. So,
Exposure?
yeah, she said she was doing us a favor. And I was
Damn.
like, see, I would say fuck in front of your kids.
Yeah.
Right.
I would say a lot more things if she had kids, but who knows? But that is a mom thing to do. That is a mom thing to record.
It is a mom thing.
I mean, I recorded everything. I was like a little kid in this awesome studio. I was like,
That's true. It's a different scenario, though.
Yeah.
It's a different scenario.
I guess. But what are you doing this weekend?
I don't know when this is going to come out, but I'm in Memphis.
Oh, yeah?
I'm touring. I'm sick of Miami. I'm ready to get the fuck out of
I'm
Miami.
so jealous. That's awesome.
Are you sick of Miami?
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of it. Are
You
you
don't wanna
serious?
leave?
Like, do you know what the worst thing is? Since I got that show on Thursdays,
Yeah.
I'm scrolling through so many comics.
I have
I'm just-
nobody to book left.
Yeah, and I'm like, do I want to give this person a shot? Do I want to put
Yeah.
them on? Are they gonna abuse the time? Are they gonna all of a sudden get such an ego after being on this show? That's the weird thing I think of. I just don't want to give them the satisfaction of knowing that they can be on this show.
I love that.
If awful as that sounds, but I think you deserve to be on a certain showcase. We were talking about
I'm
this,
the
the
exact same
certain
way, and I
showcase
think-
that got canceled on Wednesdays.
Yeah,
because of
yeah.
that reason, because they kept.
Well, because
letting-
it's just you let everybody. And I think that's the biggest. It could be a good thing, but I actually think it's working against Miami comedy right now. How easy it is for you to get stage time and paid stage time too. Not to sound like a boomer, but I'm
paid
like,
stage time is insane.
it's insane. I'm like,
The
these
first-
kids don't know how good they have
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
insane.
And I think it's making them entitled,
Yep.
making them think they're better than what they are.
1,000%.
And they're gonna fall flat on their face if they choose to go to a real comedy scene like New York or Chicago or LA or
yep,
Austin.
yep.
And they're gonna be like, wait, this is tough now, and I'm not getting paid or booked that easily or either. Then it's like, that's actually the norm, kiddo.
Exactly, and I
Yeah.
think they don't know that that's the norm. The norm is waiting for 3 hours for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a shitty norm.
But it's the norm.
But it's the norm. Like that makes you really want to fucking be like, do I really want to be a comic?
Yeah.
Do I really want to waste fucking 3-4 hours and
Mm-hmm.
drink shitty PBR at at what the fuck is that place called in Chicago? Either way. But
Just any place ever in,
Yeah,
in New York or
basically.
Brooklyn
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah. I think it's. I get upset on behalf of comedy because I love it so much and because
Same.
it's so hard. So when people in Miami, and I'm noticing in Miami more than any other, when I rarely saw this kind of shit in New York. Just skip spots, go under their time, go over their time, just any kind of fuckery. I'm just
Yeah.
I also get very upset because there's a lot of people, and I'm sure they're in New York too, but you feel it more in Miami, where I'm like, why are you doing this?
yeah.
I don't think you want this. You want something else,
Yeah. They want to,
but not this.
I always say this shit, and I think, dude, Chappelle said it the best. Dave Chappelle, he's like, why do you get mad? Who cares? They're just, learning. I'm like, well, yeah, you can learn. You can, definitely try and fail, which
Yeah.
everyone has done. But, when you see a comic and you know they're doing bad and they don't care.
That's what's annoying.
Yeah, and I'm like, you're seeing, I think Chappelle said you're seeing someone fuck your girl and they're fucking her in a bad way.
Badly, yeah.
Bad way.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
now you're like a cuck.
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
worst way.
You're literally, you're just watching them, and you're like, I can't wait to go on, and like,
Yeah.
you're literally watching this person.
There was a comic down here, and I remember it was a show at the Improv, and it was a well-produced show, and they were hosting, and they're new, and they were hosting, and they showed up after the advertised showtime. And somebody else, granted, the show hadn't started, but it was.
Sorry.
I think you were there. I think you were on that show with me, but I'm not sure. But I just remembered, I was like, man, you'd be unbookable if you pulled that shit in New York. You'd be done.
Yeah.
A paid spot hosting at the Improv for a sold out crowd, and you're late with little to no notice or warning.
Zero idea what the fuck.
Yeah, and it just,
It's deflating now.
it is. Yeah. It's okay. It's my mom's fault. Her fat ass earlier. Huh? Are we? Okay. Okay, we'll leave with this. Do you have an embarrassing moment, a big yikes moment?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was when I lived in my old apartment in Miami. Like the first 2 years, like I had leaky pipes. So like by the kitchen there would be like some water like gathering, and by the bathroom there would be like water gathering. And then one night I just came home like after a night of drinking, and I wake up and I see like a puddle like next to the wall. I'm like, fuck, this is happening again. Great. So I take a picture and I send it to my landlord, and I'm like, hey, this is it's happening again.
It's a problem.
I thought we fixed it. She's like, oh my God, I'll send someone over right away. She's like, I'll send someone over tomorrow. And I'm like, I can't believe this. So I left the puddle there, okay? So I'm like, I can't believe this shit's happening. And then like I go and this was in my room.
Is this going where I think it's going? Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm like, what is that?
No.
I like touch it. I'm like, yeah, that's piss. I pissed. I'm like, I pissed in the corner. She's like, I'm sending someone up. I'm like, no, you don't have to send anyone up. It's okay. You don't have to send anyone up. It's okay. It's okay. I fixed it. Everything's fixed. I fixed everything. It's fine.
That's funny. I wish you would have doubled down and been like, there's piss coming out of the walls. What kind of establishment is this?
So I came home, pissed in the corner, and then told my landlord that come fix this leak.
But then you saved it and you spared her the piss.
Yes, yeah.
You're a good fella.
She's like, he's on his way. I'm like, nope, I fixed it. Everything's good. I fixed everything.
Or our favorite thing, cool. All right, Danny, I love you so much.
Love you too. Thank you for having me.
Where
This
can
is
people
awesome.
find you? See you?
Downtown Miami. It's called Mode, MODE, Miami Downtown.
Hell yeah.
Every Thursday. It's like that silly Kill Tony thing, except like we give good advice to like
Sure.
open micers and like other comics.
You sure you want me on that show?
Because
I'm
I'm begging
gonna
you to get
let
on that
it
show.
rip.
I know. That's why we need the honesty. We need
Okay.
the honesty.
That I can do.
Yeah.
Gonna hurt
Everyone's
some
like
feelings.
the reason what like. All the other comics are like, hey, that was a good bit. That was a good. I'm like, well, no, it wasn't. Like, this is the way it could be better.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like 800 people have done that bit already.
Exactly.
Let's not do that. Yeah.
Ugh.
You know what? This might be the most necessary show in Miami comedy.
And some comics are afraid to do it, which I get. Nobody wants to be told how to do something, but like, I get it.
I mean,
But I wish I had like an older comic being like, this is you should do this.
I do too, but we used to have feedback mics in New York City, and at least from the ones I saw in New York, they were always run at improv theaters, which was the funniest part.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, you guys are gonna tell anybody what to do to be funny. And I love improv, but it's like know your spot. Really, that would be like a theater down here, being like, we're gonna give you feedback. Yes, queen.
Oh yeah, I love it.
But I guess if it's real and if the panel is well curated, which if you're having people like Ricky Cruz and shit, and I guess me and like what, then okay.
Yeah.
It's like advice. You got to be careful who you take it from.
Right. But this is awesome. I love this studio so goddamn much.
Isn't it great? We do have to end the episode now though, because Danny's blue chew's kicking in, and I can see his cock rising on the inflatable couch, and it's about to he's about to bust a hole through this couch. Or it's pee, maybe. Awesome.
Oh God.